everyone, it's Megan. I'm a certified fertility awareness educator and I've been using sustainable period products now for I'd say 5 or 6 years. I highly recommend eventually over time switching to these alternative products as opposed to continuing to use disposables. And if that's you right now, and if you're trying to search and explore what your options are, please stay tuned because we're going to get into it with these Boody period underwear specifically. I'm also going to be drawing a few comparisons to Modibodi as well, in case that was also on your mind as another option to explore. So these in the video that we're talking about today are listed on their website as period and leak proof full briefs, and these ones are moderate to heavy absorbency. They go for about $35.95 US right now as of January 2024, and they serve the purpose of both period underwear or being able to absorb urine. If you're someone with pelvic floor issues or maybe you're postpartum, these can help with that as well. So I want to get into what sets these underwear apart in my experience. The biggest thing for me is the really soft, super stretchy texture. These are not restrictive at all. They have so much stretch, and I, as someone with sensory issues, I really, really need that. Now, if you're someone who's like me and you want to avoid tight, restrictive clothing, these are going to be one of your best options. Now, I'm comparing to the Modibodi underwear. I've had the heavy absorbency Modibodis for I think over a year now probably, and don't get me wrong, they're excellent. It's just that for my needs over time, I've kind of realized that I find the Modibodi ones a bit itchy where the lace is, and overall they're not as stretchy. There's more restriction. I find it harder to do my stretches in them. I would not wear them to work because I don't like how restrictive they are. I just feel like sometimes when I wear them, I can't quite breathe as deeply, and on the video it might not be as apparent because it looks like, oh, like she's stretching them around, but believe me when I tell you, in my experience, like what I'm actually feeling, they're not as stretchy as the Boody ones, and for me that is a big deal because it's the difference between, picking out which ones I actually wear. So the Boody underwear though, they're incredibly stretchy, and this is also important because humans are not meant to have the same exact body for decades on end. Your body shape is likely going to shift and change a little bit as you naturally gain and lose weight over the years. And if you're making the investment in period underwear, you want them to last at least several years because they cost about $36. To me, that's a big investment when you're looking for underwear. I want them to last. It's very important to me. Also from a sustainability perspective, I don't want to be having to buy new period underwear every single year because that can get quite expensive. Especially when part of the point of choosing a sustainable option is not only to save on waste and garbage, but to save on money as well. And so with these, as long as you're taking good care of them and you're washing them properly in cold water and then line drying or laying flat to dry, or I guess you could tumble dry them on a setting in the dryer where there's no heat that would impact the elastic, these should last you a long time. So a couple of other aspects that are very important is that with a Modibodi, it's a ultra heavy absorbency in this case that we're looking at. So they have a panel that comes up the front to absorb. It comes all the way up to the front, up to where that lace attaches, goes all the way around, also to the top of the back as well. So there is more coverage with the Modibodi ones. However, the Boody ones are, in my opinion, quite comparable. The coverage goes all the way up to the back, it comes around to the front, and the panel goes up to sort of like the top of like your pubic mound. So it's not coming all the way up to like your belly button, but it's, giving enough coverage in my opinion. Another plus with a Boody underwear is that they're seamless. There's a seamless construction, whereas the Modibodi ones do have seams, and like I said, I'm very sensitive to those types of sensations. I can constantly feel the seams, I can constantly feel the lace with the Modibodi ones, and I don't love that. So the Boody ones are soft, seamless, and very stretchy. One thing I will also say about the Boody ones is that they do not give me wedgies. For me, honestly, it may sound silly, but sometimes underwear when I'm purchasing, it's actually an important consideration to me. I can't get cheeky style underwear because of that issue. I don't like it, and I don't know anyone who enjoys that sensation. So it's a big important thing to me to consider when I'm making these types of purchases, to know that that won't be an issue. And with the Boody ones, it's not. With Modibodi, the cut of the underwear is a bit different, where it's coming in a little bit more in the cheeks. So I will say that with the Modibodi ones, for me, there is a greater likelihood that that will happen. But with the Boody ones, I have not experienced that at all, which is wonderful. It's like a dream if you're someone who has sensory issues, but you also need reliable absorbent period underwear. So I love that. The uses with these period underwear, I would say really anything. If you're looking to use them to sleep overnight, if you're looking for period underwear to wear to work, to combine with cloth pads, to combine with a cup or a menstrual disc, or tampons, you can wear these working out. They're extremely versatile. Personally, I love to wear them either when I'm working out or just when I'm around the house. When I'm working from home, I'm doing chores, I'm resting, I'm sleeping. For me, those are my best uses for these. And again, the second part of that is the sensory issue thing. I think this also applies a lot to people who have back pain or menstrual cramps, because in my experience, the intensity of those sensations can be increased if you're wearing tight, restrictive clothing. When you wear clothing where you're actually able to fully breathe deeply, move around, you have total range and freedom of movement, like, doesn't that just sound great? And you do get that with the Boody ones as opposed to the Modibodi. The Boody underwear also just allow for much more room to grow and change as a human being over the years to come without that restriction, which again is very important to me when I'm making this type of investment. A couple of other important considerations, if you're someone who cares about limiting exposure to toxins, which everyone should care about because it's important and it impacts us all, but these are PFA free. This product has passed the USA standards for being PFA free. The bamboo is harvested in FSC certified fields. This garment was also tested for harmful substances and certified according to Standard 100 by Oecotex Institute as well. The bamboo viscose fiber used in the garment is also EcoCert certified. So these things are important to me. I try as best I can within reason to limit my toxin exposure in my life as I'm able. And I think when we're talking about the delicate and sensitive area of the vulva, it's important to be wearing garments that are going to be body safe because the PFAs can have an impact on hormones cumulatively, and unfortunately so many of our products contain them. It's something that industries are definitely becoming more aware of now, and I think consumers are demanding a higher standard of this, but it's a pervasive issue, and so I think for a garment to have this cert is just a big help to know about. I'll also just add really quick that the general Boody product line is excellent. I have several of their products, including the lounge pants and then just their general like non-period full briefs that are just for everyday wear, and I absolutely love them as well. All their products are, like I said, super stretchy and comfortable and eco-friendly. I typically wear the black underwear as bathing suit bottoms when I go to the therapy pool because, again, they're just so stretchy and comfortable, and so they give me the range of motion I need to do my exercises in the therapy pool. And so overall, I just highly recommend the brand in general if you're looking for soft and comfortable clothes, particularly as it relates to these period underwear. I can't recommend it enough, and I got a second pair for Christmas from my husband. I'm very happy and thankful to be able to integrate more of these into my wardrobe. One thing that kind of brought me to the world of sustainable period products was charting my cycle with fertility awareness. I came to realize that there was so much more information that I could gather and understand about myself. And as I did this, and as I learned about myself in a deeper way, I just started to think about my cycle differently. I started to think about my period differently. And I realized I was generating a lot of waste with the disposable pads that I used to use. I'd never really been a tampon person, but I was, generating a lot of waste with just the disposable pads. And I realized, wow, what is holding me back? Like, cloth pads are so soft and comfortable. They're not crinkly. The same goes for period underwear. They're soft, they're stretchy, they're comfortable. They look good, they feel comfortable. And the difference in how I get excited to have my period is a totally new thing that I've found with fertility awareness and with using sustainable products. It has also totally removed the chore of having to remember to buy period products at certain stores, and now I can just go grocery shopping wherever. And when it comes to my period, I just plan to, wash my period products in advance of my next period. And over the years, I've also accumulated enough cloth pads and enough period underwear where I always have a bit extra more than I need in case I ever have a cycle where maybe I'm unexpectedly bleeding a bit more. I always feel prepared for that. So it's been something that I've been able to integrate, honestly, as part of my charting ritual. Charting has been a huge help as well in helping me, obviously, to know when I'm going to start bleeding, because with charting, once you've confirmed ovulation, there's a finite amount of time left in the end of your cycle, or your luteal phase is what it's called, until you start bleeding. And I always can predict when that's going to happen, typically down to the day. And so what I'll do is I'll look at my chart, I'll say to myself, okay, I'm going to start bleeding next week. I need to make sure that everything is ready in time for that. And look, are there times when I forget or I'm too busy and then it's the night before and I'm cleaning out my pads? Absolutely, that's happened many times. But honestly, that's more of a planning thing for me. And it's something that every cycle that happens, I just say to myself, all right, well, it's a learning opportunity, because ultimately that is still better to me than having to go out and go to the store at midnight and spend, $20 on a package or two or whatever of pads that I'm going to use and then throw out. I much rather would just be at home. I'm able to be comfortable. I wash the pads because I want them to last for years to come, and with proper care, they absolutely will. Now, if you're interested in learning how to chart your cycle, whether it be for health or for up to 99.6 effective natural birth control, I'd love to work with you. Definitely go to the link below in my bio. You can set up a free call with me and we can just talk about what your needs are with learning this method and what are your goals. Are you someone who needs or wants to seriously avoid pregnancy? Many of my clients are in that same boat. My course is specifically geared toward people who are using the fertility awareness method for birth control as opposed to trying to get pregnant. So if that's you, and if you want to be able to avoid pregnancy very effectively without any barriers, without any synthetic hormones or contraceptive drugs, then it could be an excellent match for you. And I highly recommend connecting and learning more about the method so we can move forward. Remember to subscribe so you'll never miss a video. And guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye.